Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In today's video, we're looking at the round one review for our AFL SuperCoach side. So 2053 for this week, which is a pretty good start. Anything over 2000, I think, is sort of the baseline, especially given some of the carnage that occurred this weekend. We dodged some of it we also hit head on, so we'll take that. 15,000, that's, not the worst base to start from. So if we have a look at the side, so Sam Doherty was our VC option. We got 108, so it probably wasn't worth taking. We also did not have a loophole option, so that sort of settled that. I guess the thing was, for a lot of the season, Tommy Stewart was, or pre-season I should say, Tom Stewart was in that spot, and he unfortunately got injured in the first quarter. So we've dodged a bit of a bullet there and managed to probably pick the right option for D1. Jordan Ridley was another good option, so 107 he got, so tonned up. And I guess others in that price range we did a bit better, like Dacos, Hayden Young. But we'll take that. You can't nail them all, or if you can, you're probably a bit higher up in the rankings. Yeah, so Jones was unlucky, got a bit of a neck injury, but they said he should be okay for this week. So, um, yeah, interesting one because he probably wasn't going to score a lot, is the sort of sentiment based on the way he was playing, but might be a forgive based on the injury. Jimby, 85, that's pretty nice from a rookie on debut, so we're happy to have him in the side. And Connor McKenna also did pretty well, 93. So, being able to have those sort of players in defence really helped with other areas of the field. And yeah, sort of, a bit light at the back isn't the worst thing in the world. Constable, 56. So from what I've seen from other content creators, his use of the ball was pretty bad, which explains that score. So hopefully next week he can go a bit better, and the score will go with it. And then Wilmot, 51, Cowan 38 on the bench. That's going to make some good cash, so that's not too bad. So then the midfield, so Bont ended up captaining 107. You take 100, but I was probably hoping for a bit more from him. But yeah, I guess as long as he keeps turning up, that'll be fine. Jack Steele with a 90, so a bit of a slow start. Um, but again, we'll sort of take that for now. He might be one that we quickly look to manoeuvre if it looks like he's not going to be able to sort of push up towards the top eight sort of conversation. So Josh Kelly apparently got injured, concussion, so he won't be playing next week, which is a bit flat. But we can perhaps look at an option of holding, or maybe trying to use that money early in the season. But Tom Green, I guess especially maybe after Kelly's setback, 134, that is fantastic. Great start. That's sort of what we wanted. But I guess what we didn't want is 67 from Hopper. Um, I don't know what the reason is for that. Yeah, whether it was just one bad game or still trying to, work his way into the system. 1 second. Yeah, sorry, got the dry throat going on. Doing my best to get the content up and out as quickly as we can. Excuse me. I knew it was going to get me. But then, yeah, Finn Callahan turning up. That's fantastic for 244k. We'll take that every day of the week. Ashcroft for first game, we'll take that. He's gonna do better than that. Mackenzie 93 again, another spectacular debut. So pretty glad he's in the run on side. On the bench, Baker 43, Chesser 20, Davey 58. So I guess Davey's looking pretty good for the price. The other two, you'd sort of want a bit more, but again, not sure what the reasons are behind that. We'll see how that plays out through the week or two before price changes. So then the rucks are Jared Witt's 140. I'm pretty sure that was the highest ruck score for the week, so that's a big win. I know Maxi Gorn was close, or he might have even just eclipsed that. Tim English was up there, so yeah, guess having that super premium ruck was a good call in the end, rather than sort of um, Radigalia there at R2. Excuse me. Ryan Marshall 80, so he was up against Shrek Darcy this week, so probably did well to get 80. And yeah, that's no reason for concern. And Radigalia, as you can see, 55. Apparently didn't get too many touches, but the ones he got were supreme. So hopefully he gets a few more touches going forward. And then to the forward line, so I guess sort of good that was hidden, because as you can see, he left a ton sitting on the bench. It's a bit flat, but again, um, didn't quite know the position. Heard that he might be playing in the back line, and turns out that he was. So Sheasel is we're gonna try and find a spot for him in the starting side somewhere, if we can finesse the team enough. But I guess for the guys on field, Dunkley 108, yeah, solid. You'd like a little bit more for 600, but beggars can't be choosers. Rosie 97, Taranto 103, solid. Golden 115. For the price, that's really good. We're happy with that. I guess at the other end of the spectrum, Tanner Bruin 58, probably not quite what we were expecting based on the preseason games. But again, not quite sure what the reasoning is behind that. And Sam Flanders 64 for the price, that's okay. But I guess when you see some of the other options that popped off, such as Sheasel and the like, maybe that wasn't the smartest maneuver. And Green 33, yeah, that's fine. He'll score more with a few more goals or whatever he needs to do. So yeah, so that's the team. Uh, how it went in terms of what to do going into next week. Um, I'm pretty happy to hold. Obviously, 36 trades is a bit less than what you get in the in our NRL SuperCoach, so that's sort of something in the back of my mind. But I do know that's because there's also less rounds, 23 as opposed to 27. Um, so yeah, not too sure how I want to use them, if any. I think maybe the one there might be Tanner Bruin out. Um, and I can't quite get Horn Francis, but that score looks pretty promising. Yeah, Canelo would be nice. He might be a swap for Kelly. Still got the potential for points in GWS against the Eagles this week. But I guess the option I'm leaning towards is to drop down to Chandler. So he was one I played with, having in the team at some point in the season, or sorry, pre-season. Um, just yeah, I guess his price was based on a couple of sub appearances last year. So the fact that he was starting, and it looks like um, he's up on the depth chart in terms of should hold his spot in the team. Sort of meant that there was potential for some easy money there. Um, so yes, doing that obviously frees up a couple of 100k. Excuse me, and then also allows us to get Sheasel on field. So I think you want to have him. He's not much good sitting at F7. So I mean, other options, a lot of people trading out Jones, I think, because of that. If he's injured, that's justified, but then it's like, well, who do you go? It could end up being like, moving through Chesser and someone like a Bruin to get to a Sheasel, Chandler. Obviously, I've got Shees already. Philip Hu was another one I think who did pretty good. That would be cheaper than that. Um, there was also a defender, is it Cole? Yeah, I think Tom Cole from the Eagles. So he scored well, 78 um, in round one. So, I mean, especially with Elliot Yeo out, perhaps, he's got that spot. Um, it's more of a just wait and see. So, yeah, so thinking about doing one trade like that just to open up some options next week for some, maybe like an upgrade in defence to get a Dacos or Young in if he goes off again. Um, Yeah, I guess, like we missed Rory Laird. He was there, and I was talking about wanting to have the gun sort of locked in captaincy option, and obviously that would have been a spectacular fail if that was the case. So we absolutely dodged a bullet there. Um, yeah, so maybe just doing this one trade just to free up a bit of cash and a bit of flexibility going into the first price rises after round two, or I guess after round three, we want to get set up after round two. Um, is probably the way to go. But again, probably just need to do a little bit more of a look at Bruin and I guess the reasons around why that was the case, that he didn't score as good as we thought he would. Um, or, like I said, maybe just give it a bit more time to follow the trends and see what everyone else is doing around that. But yeah, definitely don't think it's time to panic just because of one underwhelming score. Overall, pretty happy with how the squad's gone and that. And again, just maybe want to get Sheasel on field would be the main goal this week. Um, yeah, so other than that, I think that's all we need to discuss for the time being. So feel free to comment if you've got suggestions around, other potential changes that could be made or should be made. As I always say, not an expert on this, but just giving you another look at things. Uh, but yeah, if you are loving the content, please like the video and subscribe. It sort of helps guide the channel with what we're doing and where we're going to go move forward. And other than that, I should say, I'll see you in the next one.